This is Mac from jlbtbootcamp.com here with another N5 grammar lesson. This time I'm going to go over the teform. The teform basically has three main uses here at the N5 level. There's a few other structures that I've kind of included in the PDF, the main document, but we're going to go over the three main ones that you'll see very often in daily conversation. So first, let's imagine the situation. Your friend is helping you get on the train in Japan, and he tells you, "Kipu o katte," and you answer, "Wakata." So he says, "Buy a ticket," and you say, "Okay, yes, I understand. I'll buy a ticket." And he's using the teform, and this teform is pretty easy to make. Actually, you just take the verb, in this case, cow. Change it into the past tense, the casual past tense. That would be kata. Cut off the ta and add te, and you have kate to have the teform. And this teform it doesn't have a tense in and of itself. It's not past or non-past. It tends to match whatever's at the kind of end of the sentence or whatever the situation might be. And you might have noticed if you've seen this before, usually it's followed by kudasai. And kudasai is generally translated as please. There's kind of a longer story to it than that. It's not exactly please, but you can think of it as please in this situation. And so, for example, a more polite sentence would be shizuka ni shite kudasai. So please be quiet. And this is the polite form. This is what you're going to see on the N5 exam. In real life, casually with friends, they'll probably drop the kudasai because it just sounds a little too polite once you kind of get to know each other. But, of course, when you first meet each other, or maybe you're not quite close friends yet, or maybe it's a woman will usually use more polite tenses almost through the entire, even if you're really good friends, they'll keep being polite. But guys will generally drop it and to just be more casual and more direct and get things kind of out there and spoken, so to speak. But if you're in doubt, add the kudasai to the end. Anyway, let's continue. So next form here, your friend is giving you some advice about riding on the train. You're about to get on the train. And he says, "Densha de, okikoe de, hanasanai de." And this basically, literally translated, this is on the train, in a big voice, okikoe de, hanasanai de. Don't speak. So don't speak in a loud voice. Don't shout or yell on the train, which is kind of a common thing for whatever reason. When a big group of foreigners get on the train, we tend to just talk really loud and be kind of rude. But usually on a train in Japan, it's usually a pretty quiet experience. And it's generally frowned on if you talk really loudly at all. So anyway, your friend is using this negative teform in Japanese. Again, this is fairly easy to make if you're familiar with the negative tense. We're going to take hanasu. Hanasu becomes hanasanai. We just add de, and together we have hanasanai de. Don't speak. Don't speak loudly. Would be the full sentence. Don't speak is a little strange. And another example here is hashiranai de kudasai. Don't run, please. Again, the kudasai, that makes it a little bit more polite. You would use this with people that you just met, business situations, things like that, maybe on a sign. This is the form that would be used. Normally, between good friends, you would leave the kudasai off. And so just as you get on the train, your friend says goodbye to his mom, who was waiting on the platform, and he says, "Itekimasu." And she says, "Iterashai." And this is probably one of the first things you might have learned, one of the first phrases you might have learned in Japanese, "Itekimasu." I personally say it 5 or 6 times a day. And basically this structure here is 2 verbs linked together. And you'd use the te form to do that. So ite is, of course, the te form of iku, to go, plus kimasu, which is to come. So this sounds a little strange, go, come. Basically, what this means is, I'll be back. I'm leaving, and I'll be back in a little while. So usually when you link these verbs together very closely like this, it's usually some kind of motion verb is the second one. So usually it's something like iku, kuru, or kairu. Iku is to go, kuru is to come, kairu is to return. Or in polite form, that would be ikimasu, kimasu, and kairimasu. Those three verbs tend to be used a lot in this very close structure like this. For example, you could say, motte ikimasu. I'm coming with something. Motte, of course, is the te form of motsu, to carry, to hold. And you can match that with ikimasu. I'm going with something in my hand. That's usually how you see this structure. Now, of course, you can expand it out, like this example down below. And this is essentially you're connecting two sentences together with the te. And in this situation, it means and. So, for example, asa gohan o tabete koen ni ikimasu. I'm going to eat breakfast and go to the park. Koen is park, ikimasu is go. Asa gohan is breakfast, and tabete is the te form of taberu, which is to eat, of course. So you can use this to link two sentences together in that sense, that need to be linked. There's some reason for them to be linked, so to speak. Now, finally, you're on the train and you're riding into town. You notice your friend is doing something and you ask him about it. You ask, "Nani o shiteru no?" and which means, what are you doing? He says, "Eigo o benkyou shiteru." So I'm studying English on the train. Basically, eigo is English, benkyou is study, and shiteru is I'm doing something. This is kind of the third major use of the te form, and that's a continuous form in Japanese. This is the basic continuous form, and basically, to form this, all you need to do is change the verb into the te form and add imasu for the polite form. Again, in the conversation, he was using iru, which is the casual form, and so which is okay between friends. But again, on the test, you'll see imasu. And something that you use this a lot for is talking about where you live. So, for example, Kyoto ni sunde imasu. I live in Kyoto. Sumu is live. And then when you want to change that into the te form, sumu becomes sunda in the past tense. Cut off the da, add de. Because with the da sound, you need to add de. And with the ta sound, you add te. So in this situation, you'd have sunde imasu. And just in case you were wondering, the negative form of the negative continuous form in Japanese, all you have to do is switch out imasu with imasen, or of course in casual, iru with inai. So, for example, again, Kyoto ni sunde imasen. I don't live in Kyoto. You wouldn't say that second sentence there in red, Kyoto ni sumanai de imasu. So, do you think you've got it all? Again, another famous pop quiz to finish this lesson off with. Can you translate this sentence? Please open the window. Please open the window. That would be Mado o akete kudasai. How about please don't shut the door? Please don't shut the door. That would be doa o shimenai de kudasai. So this particular form, shimeru is to shut. You change it to shimenai, add the de, and you have doa o shimenai de kudasai. Another one, I'm eating pizza. I'm eating pizza. translation would be pizza o tabete imasu. Pizza, of course, is pizza. Tabete is the te form of taberu, which is to eat. And then imasu is the continuous form. I'm doing something. How about this last one? I'm going to drink beer and play video games. I wish I could do that every weekend. This translation, this is, again, pretty much two sentences linked with and. So we would say, biru o nonde terebi gemu o suru. So biru is beer, and nonde is drink. Terebi gemu is actually video game. O suru. So that's it. That's the te form. Just a real quick review. To form the positive te form, you would change it into the past tense, the casual past tense. The ta form is what some people call it. For example, cow becomes kata. Take off the ta, add te, you got kate. For the negative, you would change it into the casual negative tense and add de, hanasu, hanasanai, hanasanai de. And for linking it, you can link it with motion verbs in the last place. When you link the two sentences close, when the two verbs are right next to each other, usually the second one is some kind of motion verb. For example, the very common phrase itekimasu has those two together, go and come. But you can also combine larger sentences in this way. And it doesn't have to be a motion verb in the second sentence. And finally, for the continuous form in Japanese, you just have to add imasu to the te form, or imasen. I'm not doing something add it to the te form. Again, these are polite examples. If you're talking amongst close friends, you would use iru and inai for the end. And in case you're wondering when to use polite, when to use casual, the best rule of thumb is just listen to what the person talking to you is using and adjust to that. A lot of times, for example, in my experience in Tokyo, people generally speak a lot more polite, and so you will be using a lot of the imasu, imasen, the mas form. But here in the Kansai area, people are a lot more casual, and we will usually steer more towards the casual side of the conversation than they will with the polite. But again, listen to who you're talking to and adjust. But that's it for the te form. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave me a comment below this video or on the website at jlptbootcamp.com. If you know anyone that is studying for the N5 exam, I'm sure they would love it if you sent them a link to this particular video, help them out, and help them study for the test. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep studying. This has been a grammar explanation video from the JLPT Bootcamp Premium site. Inside the site, you will find some extra goodies, for example, some cheat sheets for all of the videos. And those cheat sheets include a few things. For example, some common mistakes that people make, as well as some example test questions for the JLPT. If you're interested in taking the JLPT and you want that extra edge, something to kind of push you above and get the points that you need to pass, I encourage you to stop by the website at jlptbootcamp.com/premium. There you can find the cheat sheets as well as some extra practice with the grammar points that I've been talking about today. Hope to see you in the premium site very soon. This has been Mac from jlptbootcamp.com.